All right, how we doing? Yeah, so this might be the last video of the day. I got a lot of stuff to do or whatever. All right. Now, white folks, you know I love you, right? But I can't leave you out though. I'm just saying though. All right. Okay, that's just a joke. It's just I try to be a little jokingly from time to time. But I want to make this video about Caitlyn Jenner. Okay, as you can see that is the what is it? The transvestive um, metamorphosis of Bruce Jenner. Okay, the Catholic that won the 1976 Olympics, running for the governor of California. Okay, so at first I wasn't paying no attention to it, but I started to look into this more and more as I see more and more articles or whatever, and just my take on that. And I got a lot of this information from Anthony Brian Logan. Shout out to you though, sir. All right, know you being for Portsmouth and all that from the 757. Good video on that, and just made me do my own research. So, guys out in California, what do you have to lose? Okay. Now let me say this. From my history and all that, that I think California was like the dream state. Growing up in Virginia, we used to look at stuff like the the Beverly Hillbillies, I believe, back in the days when I was real skinny back then, the more limber than I am now. We was into lifting weights or whatever, and using them Joe Weider powder and all that. Okay, and we would look at the magazines of Arnold Schwarzenegger or whatever posing like over there in Malibu Beach and all that, and Lou Ferrigno and all that. It was like that was like the dream spot right there. You know what I'm saying? So, wow. And back in the days of watching Magic Johnson and them play in the Lakers and all that, Eric Dickerson. I believe that California was a great state. I believe that California was a place where people flocked for like the Midwest or from out east. Actually, if you look at your history, that people came out there right after the Civil War when they had the gold rush in 1849. They come out to that area, San Francisco, just to the mine for gold. And not only just there, they came to northern Nevada, Colorado, and those places or whatever. So probably up for about maybe 150 years or so. That was the dream spot right there. That was where you probably could make the American dream or whatever. Okay, although I do believe that they have issues there. Okay, like they do anywhere else with social injustice and this and that. Although they claim not to be for a liberal state. All right, that could be a video for another day. And I probably want to say that California started going downhill about 1991 and 92 when George Bush Sr. did not get elected. And I guess when California became Democratic, then that's where a lot of the bases started closing, because there was a lot more character. It was like about 10 or 12 bases that closed out there. And those cities went bankrupt. I believe it's Vallejo. Sacramento, that city survived, but Stockton, Modesto, Bakersfield, they had a really big base out there in Monterey called Fort Ord. It's Seaside, California. My sister lives out there, but they took a big hit off those bases closing. Let's see, Marsh Air Force Base in Riverside. Actually, the basketball player Reggie, forgot that guy's name, Reggie Miller. His father was at that base. His father, I believe, was a Korea War vet. Yeah. And what it caused, I think, probably by 2005, is a lot of really high unemployment. In fact, there was like 4 or 5 cities that had the worst unemployment. I know Stockton, Modesto, Vallejo, San Bernardino, where those bases were, the worst unemployment in the U.S. So it was like almost like 20% unemployment. Okay, Fresno, yeah, um, a lot of the farmlands. Okay, they had a lot of Mexican people out there. If you go on Highway 5 between Bakersfield and I believe it's San Marco, California. I used to go up that road all the time to see my sisters. That was like 200 miles uh, of places where there used to be farms. No more farms or whatever. You'll see the signs where they were protesting against, you know, guys not being able to, you know, to acquire the American dream with farming. It's real jacked up or whatever. California is still a very, very beautiful place. I mean, every time I used to come there, I don't travel as much as I have now, like I did back then. There's always something different, okay? But I guess with COVID going on, and then with things being shut down for pretty much a year, well over a year, okay, then I think that the economy is pretty much has been ravished. Okay, so what would they have to lose from Catlyn Jenner running for president? I'm not sure about what side that he's. Because it is a man. No matter what he's done to himself, what they plan on doing. So whether they have the current governor Gavin Newsom, which they want out, or they got Catlyn Jenner, they're going to have to probably deal with the same issues, and that's probably getting that economy kick-started again or whatever, and maybe try to find out some new ways that they can bring to get the economy. So like, for instance, here in Las Vegas, here in Southern Nevada, the casinos may not be the same again, okay? Although we are having more tourists coming, I think it's going to be better from when things open back up. But they've tried to diversify the workforce here by bringing Amazon. So pretty soon here, Amazon is going to be the main logistical hub here. It was Seattle, not anymore. And then they'll have casinos, and they have other little industries. They're not really industries, but like the medical field. A lot of people will come here to retire and stuff like that. They're going to have to get something going on like that there. Okay, I do know that many people from China have moved there, and they're probably going to be starting businesses there and stuff like that. Okay, but with the liberal sense there, I don't think it's going to be a fit for Republicans unless you're just going to have to just deal with it. All right, so a lot of people are leaving California after the high real estate, especially down there in Southern Cal and the San Francisco area. I mean, the rent down there is outrageous in those places. So either they're probably moving further east in California along the 99. That's where like Bakersfield or Fresno is. Okay, or they're leaving the state. Probably they're coming here. This is the first stop. Phoenix, Arizona, Tennessee, Texas. Those places they have low tax or tax-free states and all that. Okay. Particularly Nevada, Florida, South Carolina. Okay, Florida has no state tax. In South Carolina, I believe it's like 3.2 on the dollar. So I don't know what party that he's in. I'm gonna have to do more research on what party. But really, what do they have to lose, other than, again, probably bringing that morale back and maybe getting it somewhat back to where it used to be. I mean, both governors are pretty much going to have the same job at this point. Man, I don't know what to say. I think a lot of the Republicans are going to look at that at Catlyn Jenner and be like, well, how is a man, that pretty much is going to have like a transvestite type presence or whatever, trying to be in front of people, and you do have an image you have to fulfill being a politician, because you are a what they call a public figure or whatever. But I just think at this point, it really doesn't matter. So I mean, it doesn't really bother me. That's just what Jenner prefers to be. And I used to love as a kid or whatever. We used to have the Wheaties boxes or whatever, and he was somebody I wanted to be like or whatever. I wanted to be a decathlete, although I think we didn't have the resources in Virginia to train like that, you know. But I don't know. Maybe he's trying to placate for himself somewhat. Okay. And I did hear rumors some years ago. I went to a Martin concert, and he said that he wanted to go back to being to a man again or whatever. I guess it's too late, but being a woman is not easy. I tried. I'll tell you. So, ladies, I know y'all know about that. But that's just my take on that. It doesn't bother me. And man, California, you guys got some serious issues out there. I mean, I wouldn't want to be there. So, and I've talked to a lot of people from California doing lift rides and other gigs that I do and all that stuff. I know I wouldn't be there. But where we got with y'all is you guys are going to be open probably about July 1st. So, I mean, I know that's a sigh of relief right there. And maybe, it's a bittersweet type experience right now. So, I mean, I hope that state, once again, it'll be the joint once again here. Probably it'll take a couple of years, but I don't think it's going to be the same. But let's see what happens or whatever with this election or whatever that's coming soon. All right. Feel free to subscribe, like, share, leave your comments. I figured that this video here is the way to balance out some of the last few videos I've done or whatever, yeah, maybe try to do something a little different. I try to mix it up. All right, I'm out though. Thanks for listening.